Hi everybody, welcome back. Welcome to Choose Peace, Love, and Happiness. My name is Debbie Walsh. I created this channel to help others on their self-help healing journey. We typically all have things that we need to heal from, but I'm trying to share information to empower you to learn things that you can do to heal yourself, right? So that we're not dependent on others for our healing, and to empower, reinforce that empowerment that we can take steps to heal ourselves, which is kind of a win-win situation, right? So what I've been reviewing is Dr. Wayne Dyer's The 10 Secrets for Success and Inner Peace cards. So we're up to the 7th secret. So I am going to go through that in this video. And the 7th secret is, there are no justified resentments. So that's basically the 7th secret, that there's no justifiable resentment that would make sense for yourself, for your healing, right? So then we're going to break it down. So the first one is, release the need to be upset with others. Remember that anytime you're filled with resentment, you're turning the controls of your emotional life over to others to manipulate. Release. A lot of healing is release, right? A lot of it is releasing things and letting things go. And when we're resentful of others, we're not really hurting the other person, and they might not even be aware of it, right? That we're resentful of them for whatever we believe is a valid reason. But what ends up happening is we end up living the hurt and the pain when we don't release others, and we kind of blame others and are resentful of them. We're the one that ends up suffering as a result. At least that's my experience anyway. So the more we can focus on, what can I learn from this, and how is it making me better, stronger, more purposeful, healthier, more empowered. Like, how can this situation serve me and my good and my well-being for my journey forward? That's kind of a good mind shift, as opposed to being resentful of others and making them responsible for our lack of well-being, because the journey is ours, right? And the lessons are ours to learn and to work through, transcend, right? And then have it serve us on the next part of our journey. Okay, so now the next one is, practice forgiveness. Send love in some form to those you believe have wronged you, and notice how much better you feel and how much more peace you have. That is so true. Forgiveness. When we forgive, we're letting ourselves free, right? We're letting ourselves free from the heaviness and from the burden of the hurt, right? And the harm that we've experienced. So when we forgive others, we're setting ourselves free. And that's part of the goal of healing as well, right? To set ourselves free and to not keep ourselves held captive to whatever the situation was, because that can go on for years and years and years, and we lose potentially like valuable time in our life if we're just burdened down by a lack of forgiveness. And of course, it's all going to happen in divine timing anyway. When we're ready, it'll happen. If we're not ready, it won't happen. But to know that we can heal from things, and we can forgive others, and we can release whatever we believe the hurts and the harms are, and to let them go, right? And to free ourselves up from that energy that goes into having resentments and not forgiving, right? Because that takes a lot of energy to do that. Okay, the next one is get past blame. Removing blame from your life means never assigning responsibility to anyone else for what you're experiencing. There you go. There you go. See how it's all interconnected, right? And we do that. It's very common. In society, you'll see it as well, where we blame others for how we feel. And we blame others for what we're experiencing, right? And that's not the truth. It does feel better, though, a little bit, right? To say, oh, it's that person's fault, or it's that, it's not my fault, it's someone else's fault. And that just keeps us in a loop, right? And then we're at the mercy of whatever the circumstance was and whatever the other people involved were or weren't doing. We're kind of, it reinforces our powerlessness, basically, when we don't forgive and we blame and we have resentments. It's all creating an energetic expression within ourselves that more than likely doesn't serve us. So the less we do that, the freer we are, and then we can heal and elevate and learn, transcend, and then move forward from that space, which is basically what I believe is meant to happen to begin with. That's why we have challenges in life, so that we can come up against a challenge and learn from it, and it will make us better as time passes. You don't see it at the time. My experience has been, it does make us better, and it does help heal us from prior wounds as well. So it's very involved, and it's for our good, right? Okay, the next one is stop looking for occasions to be offended. Wow, this one's really big, because I know a lot of people that do this. Stop. Your desire in life is to be peaceful, not to be right, hurt, angry, or resentful. If you have enough faith in your beliefs, you'll find that it's impossible to be offended by the opinions and conduct of others. That is huge. That happened for me on my journey. I wasn't really aware of it at the time, but when you heal from what you need to heal from, you won't be as offended by other people, because you'll recognize that other people are not the source of the hurt, and other people are not the source of the harm, and other people aren't the source of our lack of healing, right? It's an inside job. And I have seen that a lot, and I hear it a lot from other people, is that they look for reasons to be offended. And you could just be, living your life, doing your thing, and people can be very upset with you and very offended by you and what you do and what you say, or you did this, you did that, you said this, you said that. And if someone's in that mindset, they'll always find something. They'll always find something that they're offended by. And we'll never know what it is. And even if we knew and one issue is potentially released or whatever, there'll be another one, right? Because if the mindset is, I'm offended, and then this person does that, I'm offended, and this person, then you're going to always be offended. And when does it end, right? And when does it stop? And when does it get healed so we can release it and move on? And that's our responsibility, right? Not others. So that's a great one too. And now the last one is accept. Accept others as they are. You are the way you are, and so are those around you. So stop expecting those who are different to be what you think they should be. It's never going to happen. It's perfect. That is so true. That is, like, he says it perfectly. He says it perfectly. We expect others to be different, right? We expect them to be different than they are so that we can feel better. When the truth is, we have to feel better regardless of what others are doing or not doing, right? That's the key right there. We have to feel better and release the burdens and forgive others, release the judgment and the pain, and stop looking for ways to be offended by others, and just focus on the self. focus on, you know, myself, what I can do for me to heal me, to release me, to lighten my load, right? To help me heal from what I need to heal from so I can take the next steps forward, right? And to just accept others as they are, which is truthfully what we want for ourselves as well, to be accepted by others exactly as we are. Then we have the golden key, basically. So that's it for this video. I hope it resonated with someone out there. That's the purpose for this. Wishing you peace, love, and happiness on your healing journey. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your criticisms, your beliefs, and leave them in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them. And if I can help in any way, I'm available. And again, wishing you peace, love, and happiness on your self-help healing journey. Namaste. See you in the next one. Bye.